Africa is not poor. Africa is being kept poor by a toxic system where leaders prefer ribbon-cutting ceremonies for imported goods rather than investing in homegrown industries. Africa is bleeding wealth and the numbers are outrageous. Every year, Africa spends billions of dollars importing what it already has. Rice from Asia, fuel from Europe, milk powder from New Zealand, even toothpicks from China. The continent of abundance still begging for the basics. This is not just shocking, it is scandalous. Nigeria, the so-called giant of Africa, the sixth largest crude oil producer in the world. Yet, this same Nigeria spends billions importing petrol because it cannot refine its own oil. A nation floating on rivers of crude. Yet, her people queue endlessly for fuel. How is that not madness? In Ghana and Ivory Coast, millions of farmers bend their backs harvesting cocoa, the backbone of the world's chocolate industry. But the chocolate, the sweet golden product, it is made in Europe, packaged in glossy wrappers, and then sold back to Africa at 10 times the price. The farmer who breaks his back in the sun earns pennies, while the foreign companies laugh all the way to the bank. In Kenya and Ethiopia, fertile lands stretch for miles, rich soil that can grow almost anything. Yet, supermarkets overflow with imported wheat, imported rice, imported powdered milk. Africa eats what others grow, drinks what others package, and wear what others weave. This is dependency at its most dangerous. This is not an economic disaster, it is a mental one. African leaders clap for aid, celebrate foreign loans, and cut ribbons for imported projects. Meanwhile, billions leak out every year through imports. Money that should build African factories. Money that should employ Africa youths. Money that should stay in Africa. Instead, fattens foreign economies. Where are Africa's industries? Silent. Where are Africa's factories? Abandoned. Where are Africa's jobs? Exported, along with the raw materials. Africa digs the gold, but wears imported jewelries. Africa mines the cobalt, but imports the batteries. Africa grows the cotton, but imports the cloths. This is not a coincidence. It is a system designed to keep Africa permanently dependent. Look at the contrast. The African youth crying for jobs, and the African politician importing bulletproof cars worth millions. The African mother feeding her child with imported rice, while her leaders stash billions abroad. The Africa's soil rich with oil and minerals, while her people drown in poverty. This is not ignorance, it is betrayal. The billions pouring out of Africa every year could be building factories, creating jobs, and lifting millions out of poverty. Instead, it fattens foreign economies while Africa remains jobless and dependent on aid. How provocative can it get? Imagine African governments celebrating foreign donations while their own budgets leak billions in imports that could have been locally sourced. But Africa is not powerless. The solution is clear. Eat what you grow, wear what you weave, refine what you dig. Build industries that process Africa's wealth here, in Africa. Empower Africa farmers, African workers, African innovators. Keep the billions at home. The question remains, how long will Africa keep enriching others while starving itself? The chains of dependency can be broken, but only if Africa dares to value her own riches. The numbers are shocking, but even more shocking is Africa's silence. The world is waiting. Is Africa ready to rise?
Thanks for watching this video. Remember, Can Media Group brings you all the Africa's story, untold and unafraid. Join our conversations, share your thoughts, and let's shape the narrative together. Subscribe now and hit the notification button to know about our latest updates. Be part of the African story.